So, how did you get your name, the hard-hitting hillbilly?
So my boxing coach is Danny Romero, three-time world champion boxer. I started working out with him at the end of 2012. And after working out with him for a couple months, he started calling me HHH. I didn't know, or like Triple H, and
Yeah.
I didn't know, understand, why, but it was like, whatever, man, Danny Romero, you call me whatever you want, and then, after a few months, we got closer, and finally I was just like, man, why you call me HHH? He's like, man, you're my heart in the honky, man. I'm like, I'm from Missouri. I'm kind of a hillbilly, and so I just changed it up to hillbilly. And
And it's just
yeah,
stuck
man,
ever since?
it kind of just stuck.
Up until recently, you were dominating with a 9 win streak, and all but two of them were finishes. How did it feel to crush the competition like that? Did you feel invincible?
Yeah, man, it felt really good. I don't know about invincible, but yeah, I definitely felt like I couldn't be stopped.
And with triple the amount of wins than you have losses, why do you think you've been so successful so far?
Oh, well, man, the one thing that I've always been really good at is just being fighting. I used to just be a kid who liked to fight, and now I've been all over the world for fighting. And, I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you, obviously, I work incredibly hard. It's with really good people. I got great coaches. But then, just I've always been a scrapper, and I just like to fight, man. I try not to overthink it. I try to just go out there and bang.
So you have natural talent for it?
I can take a punch, I guess, and I suppose that's all you got to do. That's all you got to be able to do. Take a punch and like it, I guess. So I don't know if that's talent or stupidity, but whatever, man.
You said you like getting punched?
I mean, I don't know. No one wants to get the head rocked off, but I think
But it
that
doesn't
a little
bother you?
punch to wake like a little punch to wake you up, like, yeah, man, that lets you know you're alive. Yeah, man, I don't mind it.
That's funny. So almost all of your victories have ended in a choke. Is there any reason that you prefer choking people, or does it just turn out that way? Because that's what's open.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit of everything, but I do have a reason. I gotta look for that. You know, I mean, at this level, man, everybody's super tough, and I'll get beat on all day long before a ref has to stop in or something like that. So I prefer, if I got somebody rocked, if somebody starts to wobble, I prefer just to try to choke them out. Just go ahead and finish it quick, man. If they can't breathe, they can't fight. And stuff can go wrong with arm bars, and just all the other things can go wrong, man. Normally, if you lock a choke in, you're set.
Yeah, you've usually got it. It's kind of hard to get out of.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So, do you think you'll ever be fighting in the UFC? Is that a goal you've been shooting for a while?
Yeah, man, definitely, definitely. Yeah, with that big win streak, we were in contact with them. So man, I'm right there. I'm right there, and then I lost. That's no big deal, man. I'll just keep going, keep doing what I'm doing. I'll be back there.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't already with such a large win streak.
Right?
So,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
so how did it feel when you first entered the ring and fought competitively? Were you nervous at all?
The first time I ever fought as an amateur, and I literally took the fight on a week's notice. Um, I've been kind of wanting to fight, and I never really trained or did anything. I wrestled in high school, but I just kind of been in street fights, and I kind of just fell in my lap. I wound up getting a fight. I quit smoking cigarettes that week, and no, man, I wasn't nervous at all, man. I was so pumped up. I was so excited. Not a bit of nerves for my first actual fight. I'm not saying there's probably maybe a little bit more nerves for my first pro fight. But you know.
And why were you more nervous for your first pro fight? Is that you're getting paid or the
I don't know. I
quality
never
guy
had
you're fighting?
just a really good amateur career. I don't know. I cut lower weight than I had ever had before. I don't know. I guess I just wasn't myself.
And how much did you cut? You fight at 135, right?
Now, yeah. I mean, I fought most of my like amateur. I fought a lot of my pro fights at 35, some at 55. Like all over. I jumped around my whole career. And so like my first pro fight was at 140 catchweight, and that was the lowest I've ever gone before. So I don't know, man.
Would you say it's a lot more difficult fighting the guys that are 155 instead of 135?
Yeah, man, for sure, dude. The last 155 fight I fought, I lost. I fought the World Series of Fighting champion Justin Gaethje, who's a beast. His pro fight is his first pro debut. I took the fight 3 days notice because I needed some money, man. And he threw me on the ground. I wound up getting an armbar, and I had the armbar really tight. And he started to pick me up, and I thought, fuck it, I'll break his arm. And then I woke up. Yeah, so man, he just watched the video, dude. I mean, he just picked me up and like dropped me on my head. It was pretty wild, yeah, man. So I'm not trying to fight 65 ever again.
So, how do you usually mentally prepare for a fight? Are you usually like nervous, or do you go in excited and confident?
You know, I don't know, man. I just go in like I'm going to work, man. I mean,
So you're calm when you go into a fight?
yeah. I mean, of course, I guess if you don't think you can win the fight, man, you probably shouldn't be fighting, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm confident, man. I'd say I'm really mellow. And I mean, I just try to have a good time, man. Dude, I'm living my dream, I remember being like a 15-year-old kid talking about how this is what I wanted to do, man. I'm literally living my dream. So yeah, man, I just try to have a good time, man. And I mean, of course, yeah, man. Of course, I'm confident. Of course, I'm going out there to win. But yeah, I just.
Did you ever imagine that you would be where you're at now when this was your dream before you had accomplished it?
Okay, so like when I was like a kid, it was just talk. You know what I'm saying? It was just I thought I was tough. It's like when I was a little kid, I'd be like, yeah, man, I'd love to do that, but I mean, it was just talk. Like I never really thought. But like as soon as I started fighting, like I thought, like I mean, it was like I changed my life, man. Like I was like, oh well, this is what I do now. And I don't know. I don't know if I ever like. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I always thought I would make it big, like ever since I've been amateur. But I mean, not like I've made it big yet or anything. But I don't know. I just never like really imagined like how it would be. It was a huge difference between having a dream and living it. Like I don't know. It's just different.
Yeah, I imagine so. So, out of all of your fights, who would you say was the most challenging?
Man, my last fight, Jeff Rock is really tough. He's a real tough guy. He has a good game plan. I don't really think that I fought combat ability. I think I wouldn't say like pressure got to me, but I don't know. I mean, every sports psychologist in the game will tell you about if you've won a whole bunch of fights in a row, like it seems like a lot of people start fighting not to lose instead of to win, and I feel like I kind of stepped away from the thing that makes me really good in that last fight. Not taking anything away from him, but I mean, yeah, man, I'd say he was incredibly tough. I mean, I fought a lot of tough people, but yeah, I mean, that was a really good fight.
Mm-hmm. So, if you could go back to any fight, which would it be, and what would you do differently?
Oh man, obviously I feel like the fight that I just lost, and I don't know. I don't know. I try to follow the game plan too much, and instead of just fighting,
And what was that game plan?
So the whole game plan was just to stay on the outside and not wrestle it. And looking back, I think I should have definitely taking it to the ground more. I stopped plenty of shots. I should have, done the stuff that I've always done since wrestling. But I was really focused on staying away and picking outside the shots, which I mean, I guess it didn't work out much for me.
Hmm. All right. So, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans or sponsors that will be listening to this interview?
I mean, thank you for all the support, of course. I really appreciate all the sponsors, everybody that helps me get by in life. It's really awesome. All the fans, everybody who watches my fight, especially the people who've been around, my whole career. I really appreciate you guys. For all the new fans, I really appreciate you too. And thank you for doing the interview and giving me some exposure, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, man. Anytime. You have a good day
You too.
or evening. All right, cool.
All right. See you.